Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Well, let's take a look at some stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Stephen Carroll and I'm joined by Bloomberg's breaking news editor, Louise Moon. Louise, good morning. Let's start with Novo Nordisk, which appears to be happy about dodging some imitation.
Indeed, yeah. Shares are surging for Novo Nordisk this morning, reversing what was a plunge essentially last week. And this is all on the back of the same story. So another company, him and hers, pulled a copycat version of Novo's Wegovy weight loss pill. They pulled that over the weekend. They said they're going to stop offering that treatment. And that's after the US FDA pledged to crack down on copycats. So this is all on the back of news last week that him and hers were going to offer this cheaper knockoff of Novo, and at the time that really hit Novo's shares. Essentially, it's really essential that this pill's really essential for Novo's recovery. It's kind of pinning its comeback on the pill. Novo's been suffering for a host of reasons, partly on a lot of competition, particularly from Eli Lilly. That's put a lot of pressure on the company. There's also been pressure from the Trump administration. And so they're grappling with these issues and they're really pinning their hopes on a comeback on this pill. And then news of this copycat hit Novo shares last week. So the news now that this is going to be pulled is really benefiting them this morning. And we're seeing shares rise on the back of that.
Yeah, and just in the US, Hims and Hers shares in pre-market down 14.5% on that story as well. There is a connection, Louise, to the story we're going to next, and that's around Greggs. Their shares are down. Tell us more.
Yes, in a similar space, a similar light. So as you say, shares down, touched a 2-month low. That's for Greggs in the UK. This is after Jefferies downgraded Greggs to a hold, and they cut their price target by more than a third. And they're saying that the uptake of weight loss drugs, like we've been speaking about with Novo, is a headwind to Greggs' earnings outlook. So the analyst is saying that this rapid uptake of these weight loss drugs has become what it calls a structural headwind. So it's assuming now that there'll be lower like-for-like sales, more limited profit growth for Greggs on the back of that. Essentially, it's saying that those affected, while it's not going to impact, all of Greggs' customers, it's saying that those affected, they say, are likely to be those with higher BMI, higher frequency customers that are some of Greggs' most valuable customers. So shares falling on the back of that downgrade from Jefferies. It comes on top of wider woes for Greggs. Shares have already been suffering since last September, and particularly September 2024, and particularly over the past year. There's been a lot of questions about their kind of over expansion and whether sales can keep up with that expansion. So this is another bit of bad news weighing on their share price today.
Okay, and in better news, UniCredit shares up over 6%.
Yes, ending on a high. So UniCredit is planning to return 50 billion euros over the next 5 years. So that's through to 2030. This is, part of their CEO vowing to improve profitability, improve capital generation. He joined in 2021. He's been changing the business a lot. He's cut jobs. He's exited low performing businesses. He's reallocated resources to more profitable areas. So profitability, returns, shares have all surged since he's taken over. And this is the latest news. They're going to pay out 80% of profits in a mix of cash dividends and share buybacks, and then they're going to evaluate more returns on a yearly basis depending on UniCredit's excess capital. This all came alongside fourth quarter results, profits beat estimates, so hosts of good news. Shares up about 5% this morning.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.